Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in the show today, in the Philippines, care recipients are reciprocating Tzu Chi's help through giving a little of their love. How much do you know about weather conditions? In a new series of reports, we learn the different ways to predict Mother Nature. And in Taiwan, a group of mosaic glass designers are coming together to give their European-style artworks a Taiwanese touch. In Manila, capital of the Philippines, Tzu Chi engages in ongoing distribution work to help the needy. In addition to daily necessities, care recipients are provided with subsidies and medications for their illness. Today, as a means of repaying the kindness Tzu Chi has shown them, Teresa Elba and her husband Carlos have donated a coin bank and collected unwanted garbage for recycling. Carlos suffers from visual impairment, and both he and his wife are deeply grateful to Tzu Chi for supplying the medicines that allow him to remain in good health.
Here in the Philippines, care recipients who come to Tzu Chi's relief distribution are first enjoying a delicious meal. After the meal, volunteers quickly clean up. Relief supplies include milk powder, shampoo, and other daily necessities. Some families need rice, others can't meet their children's school tuition or daily living expenses. For these, Tzu Chi regularly offers financial subsidies.
Tzu Chi has helped us so much, and we have so little to give in return. How can we ever repay Tzu Chi?
Although she says she has little to offer, Teresa gives as much as she can. Here, she donates a piggy bank full of coins she and her husband have saved. Like other Tzu Chi care recipients, she hopes to repay the kindness she has been shown.
Many people lack basic necessities. Compared to them, my life is good. I sell ice cubes for a living, and I have enough to help others. To me, that is a great thing.
His voice is filled with gratitude. Carlos, who suffers visual impairment, is grateful to Tzu Chi for regularly supplying the medicines that keep him healthy.
In order to repay Tzu Chi's kindness, I always ask my employers for their empty bottles because Tzu Chi needs them for recycling. Recycled resources have helped so many people, including me.
Washing clothes for a living, Teresa, like other care recipients, works hard to provide Tzu Chi with materials for recycling. Also during the distribution, physicians explain illnesses that are prevalent during the rainy season because of the flooding in August. Care recipients take notes to remember and share the information with others.
Staying in the Philippines in early August, Marikina City was once again struck by a severe flooding. Unlike the situation after Typhoon Katsana in 2009, this time nearly 100 local volunteers helped with flood relief work. After the water receded, instead of rushing to clean up their homes, the local volunteers joined Tzu Chi's work relief program to clean up the community. When the relief work came to an end, these caregivers finally had a chance to rebuild their homes and return to normal life.
The flood water in early August was 2-story high. Fortunately, I had to move all my property upstairs. Otherwise, it would have been submerged.
Taking preventive action, Carlito saved his property, but his house was devastated by the floods. Since Typhoon Katsana struck in 2009, Carlito has planned to repair his house, but the money he saved over the past 3 years was still insufficient. This time, he used Tzu Chi's emergency cash to make the repairs.
I'm thankful for Master Zheng Yan's gift. The money helps me a lot, because it is costly to rebuild a house. The emergency cash helps me rebuild homes.
Nearly 100 local residents of Marikina City became volunteers after Typhoon Katsana. This time they helped the community clean up first. Ismail wasn't able to take part in the work relief program because of illness, though he silently wished to be able to take part.
Life is impermanent. This idea struck me when I received emergency treatment at hospital. The emergency cash helped me to pay off the medical fees. I will continue to be a volunteer after I recover.
Tzu Ji's work relief program also helped the flood victim, Pelagia, who has 7 children. The emergency cash supported her in opening a grocery store.
This grocery store symbolizes the love from Master Zhen Yan. It gives us stable financial support and reminds us of the help from the Master.
Another volunteer, Liberta, used the money to repair her roof. When the floods hit, the residents climbed on to her house and damaged the roof. Thanks to Tzu Ji's help, they can now sleep in peace.
We spent $135 on renovating the roof. Some of the money was from the work relief program I had taken part in.
Although the floods affected the life of these local volunteers in Marikina City, the disaster made them even more determined to be volunteers.
Whether we are on cloud 9 or throwing caution into the wind, weather conditions are never far from our everyday life. Taiwan's unique geographic location on the planet is like one big lab for meteorologists, as it is a region in which tropical weather systems and mid-latitude weather systems collide. Today we start a new series of feature reports looking at how humans try to predict Mother Nature's temperament.
Day-to-day temperature and precipitation is known as the weather. Atmospheric conditions over a period of time are known as climate. Although Taiwan is small, it still has many different types of terrain, which complicates atmospheric sciences for the region.
The weather conditions in Taiwan for a meteorologist are like one big experiment. The latitude of Taiwan is odd as well. It's not exactly tropical, but not exactly middle latitude either, as the Tropic of Cancer passes through the southern end of the island. So we experience tropical weather systems at the same time as mid-latitude weather systems.
The weather system in Taiwan is really varied. In the winter, we experience the northeast monsoon, which makes the temperatures drop. In the spring, we experience the rainy season, and in the summer and fall, we are often threatened by typhoons.
Many typhoons pass through here, and when they hit Taiwan, they may affect it a little or a lot.
Every typhoon is unique. No two weather systems are alike. For meteorologists, scientific instrument observations are very important. In order for us to predict the weather conditions, we need to understand all that we can through scientific observations, which utilizes such facilities as ground observation posts, weather balloons, satellites, and radar information. Taiwan's Central Weather Bureau uses different channels to predict weather conditions accurately and prevent disasters.
We can try to prevent disasters by using our prevention methods in areas that might be affected most by the weather.
Taiwan's unique geographic situation means that to get a handle on Mother Nature's temperament, a complete set of scientific instruments, information, and reporting systems is required. This is how we continue to face the challenges of accurately predicting the weather.
Next, as part of our series in commemorating the 9/21 Taiwan earthquake, we go to Xuguang Senior High School in Nantou County to meet Ye Cai-e, a retired high school English teacher. Although she officially retired 8 years ago, she has not been taking it easy. She continues to serve as an advisor to the school's DaAi Association and passing on Tzu Ji's humanitarian spirit and spreading seeds of love.
Wearing gloves and face masks, students sort materials at Tzu Ji's recycling center. Paper on the left, cans on the right. Amidst these piles, the students are busy as bees.
There are many things that can be reused, but we're so wasteful. We have an overabundance of material goods, but the earth resources are limited.
This is an experience we can't get in our classes at school. Coming here to work today has taught me to treasure our good fortune and help to create good fortune for others.
As members of the DaAi Association, students have learned a lesson of gratitude that isn't taught in textbooks, contentment with what they have in their lives.
Showing care and compassion for others in our world is more important than having perfect test scores.
Placing morality at the head of the students' educational experience is the spirit of the DaAi Association. Moreover, it's Ye Cai's greatest wish. The curriculum, even the simple game, allows students to experience visual disability, is replete with educational significance.
When I put on the mask, everything was dark. I didn't know which way to go. I just stumbled around with no sense of security.
What I hope to convey to the students is a sense of gratitude, respect, and love. Of course, filial piety is foremost. I want the students to realize that our resources come from all corners of the earth.
60-year-old Ye Cai may appear thin and frail, but she has the endurance of a camel. In the association's meetings, it's almost as if she's one of the students.
Mother Cai at times can be strict, yet at other times she's very warm and tender.
Teacher Ye is dedicated and warm-hearted, and she's very good to us. She's told us a lot and made me realize the importance of filial piety.
Immersing herself in the association's activities, Ye Cai provides the students with a positive learning experience. Although she retired 8 years earlier, she insists on putting her time to good use.
When Tzu Chi helped us rebuild the school, Tzu Chi members from all over came to join the ranks of volunteers. As a teacher at the school and a member of Tzu Chi, I sincerely hope that Tzu Chi's spirits of selfless love will continue to be passed on at our school.
She's our main contact for everything at the school, and we assist her as needed. We're really thankful to have the chance to work with her.
Carrying on the Tzu Chi mission, Ye Cai has vowed to plant even more seeds of love that will take root and flower on the Shu Guang High School campus.
A good book can inspire us to think differently. The Jingsu Books and Cafe in Taiwan recently launched a book donation campaign. Participants can decide which sets of Jingsu books they would like to donate, and the books will be donated to various schools and facilities. To spread the message, Liao Wei-min, an executive director of a movie theater, launched a Facebook page to promote the event. In just less than a month, more than 100 people from different countries decided to join. To date, 8,000 sets of Jingsu books have been donated.
Since the Facebook page was opened, more than 100 people have decided to join the book donation drive launched by Jingsu Books and Cafe. The Facebook page was set up by Liao Wei-min.
Since the day I posted the event, many people have happily joined in. So I've been saying thank you all the time because everyone was really willing to give. It moved me.
The Facebook page established by Liao Wei-min has not only inspired his co-workers to participate, but even elicited love from all around the world.
The generous donors are from everywhere in China, Beijing, Shanghai, Hong Kong, and many other places. It proves that the online world can do a lot. It doesn't matter where I am, I'm able to receive the donations.
A book, it is descriptive, and you can find yourself at peace when reading it. I hope the positive messages stay in everyone's hearts forever.
A good book can inspire us to think differently and purify our minds. Some of the books on the shelves are based on true stories, while others are based on words from Master Zhen Yan. In less than 2 months, the book drive has generated love from different places.
We hope that with the love that everyone has given, More than 4,000 libraries and correctional schools in Taiwan will have the chance to make these books available to readers. We don't know how many people will read them, but we hope they will plant the seeds of goodness in people's hearts.
A positive phrase can guide people to walk on the right path. The book drive launched by Jingsi Books and Cafe hopes to plant the seeds of goodness in everyone's hearts.
In the 18th century, the famous Tiffany family used the patterns from mosaic windows on lamps, and since then, such lights have been known as the Tiffany lamps. In fact, in the early 80s, Taiwan manufactured this kind of stained glass for many European countries. But with the rise of labor costs, many factories were relocated abroad, leading to the decline of the industry. However, there's still a group of people in Taiwan who are passionate about this mosaic glass and have managed to gain the skills to design them with the Taiwanese touch. Unlike the transparent and plain glass that we normally see, mosaic glass has beautiful patterns and bright colors. The history of the mosaic glass lights dates back to 1837, when the famous Tiffany family began to decorate lamps with stained glass window patterns from churches. Since then, such lights have been known as Tiffany lamps.
The making process is a secret from abroad, and we can only import them from overseas, so it's really expensive.
Under the lights, a different color is brought out in a seemingly simple-looking glass. It is also this type of glass that is used to make stained glass lamps.
The style of the glass that arrives each time is not something within our control. Whatever comes in, whatever material we get, we make something out of it.
Devoted to her work is Xu Feng, one of Taiwan's stained glass designers, who came across the industry 6 years ago and was attracted by the dazzling colorful patterns.
It would be difficult to slice this piece of glass in just one go. Firstly, you can tell from the sound whether I am cutting it right or not. For example, here I only slice the top like this. You can hear that I am not penetrating the glass, but when I am really cutting it, it should sound like this.
This colorful glass is not easy to come by because it is not produced locally and has to be imported from abroad. A thin piece costs some 3,000 NT dollars, so the designers are careful with every step they take. After the glass has been sliced into pieces, it first needs to be polished before being welded together to form the pattern of a red rose. Xu Feng believes that Taiwan has the ability to produce quality stained glass like that from overseas.
People say mosaic glass is European style, and it did come from Europe. But in the hands of Taiwanese people, we are capable of giving it a different look.
Over the past 6 years, Xu Feng has made some great friends who share her passion.
She gives us many suggestions, whether about design or about running a business.
Luo Yuanxi has been selling Tiffany lights for many years, and entering his store, one may be astonished by the variety of mosaic glass products, which were all designed in Taiwan.
In fact, in the early days in Taiwan, we were already manufacturing stained glass, but later on, to reduce costs, manufacturing was relocated to China. After polishing it, it takes more than 3 days and nights to align them. Sometimes we don't even get the work done, because the size of every piece of glass is similar.
This light in the shape of a dinosaur egg was made with over 1,000 pieces of glass. The finished product is a proof that Taiwan has the ability to produce creative artworks.
Taiwan did not upgrade and transform with the passing of time, so our manufacturing industry declined and was replaced by Chinese factories.
It is hard to believe that the devoted Luo Yuanxi used to work in the technology industry.
What we came across all day was machinery, computers, and suppliers, and of course life was interesting in such a competitive world. But at the same time, I didn't feel like I was alive. For example, when I was working in the technology industry, sometimes I didn't even see my parents for a whole week.
Changing a career path may be difficult, but Luo, who is able to combine his work with his interest, couldn't be more content with what he has now.
I was in the technology industry for a long time, and I'm someone who is very rational. There's good and bad about being a rational person, and it is because I came to a different industry that slowly I couldn't help but become passionate. I think there should be a balance. It works better this way, and I'm happier.
Also in Taiwan, but next we go to Taichung City to look at the life story of Ah Tan, who used to be a video store owner. He was sent to jail for violating movie copyrights, and to make matters worse, he was also heavily in debt. Luckily, his wife stuck by his side and helped him through the lowest point in life. Now, through running a stinky tofu shop, Ah Tan and his wife have finally paid off their debts. He hopes to encourage more people to overcome their obstacles with his life experience.
Crispy and crunchy stinky tofu, this is store owner Ah Tan's specialty.
酥而且脆，口感也比较好。
超好吃起来，觉得很酸酸甜甜的，吃起来很有美味的感觉。
Boasting a great business and regular customers, store owner Ah Tan says this is the fruit of his hard work. On this right arm, burn marks caused by hot oils are everywhere.
I need to do this because I'm under a lot of financial pressure. It is hard work, but I need to carry on.
Ah Tan used to be a video store owner, but he violated movie copyrights and was sent to jail with a massive amount of debt. That was the darkest time in his life, but he was supported by his wife and eventually rediscovered hope.
Since I wanted to spend the rest of my life with him, I had to help him overcome his darkest days.
No matter what kind of crime you have committed before or failure you have suffered, you need to believe that one day you can overcome the obstacles and that life can be different once you do so.
The couple started a small business to repay their debts. They hope to encourage more people to face their mistakes and believe that as long as they are willing to change, they'll find happiness once again.
Tzu Chi volunteers are easily recognized for the blue and white uniform they wear in all Tzu Chi's events and relief works around the globe. To become a certified Tzu Chi volunteer, one needs to go through a series of training. In Indonesia, there are currently 435 grey uniform volunteers going through this training, and joining them are 83 local residents who are receiving their grey uniform. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.